Hey y'all, what's up? It's Miss Arrington again, back with another video for you. This video is geared toward the work that you guys will be completing on Friday this week for carrying capacity. Now, you may have noticed that there are not enough of the worksheets to distribute to everyone. That is because this is technically a collaborative group project. There should only be one packet distributed per group, with the group being 4 people. You should not have more than 4 people in your group. If you do not have 4 people in your group, you need to find some additional people to work with. If that's not possible, make sure that you, at minimum, turn in your worksheet so that you can get credit for the work that you've done for Friday. Now, each one of these papers is talking about a different species. Your first species is going to be the kelp. The second is the sea urchin. Third, sea otter. And last, the orca. The very final page is going to be time for group collaboration where you guys can answer these questions together. Each person should be focusing on having one page that they can answer and do their research. At the beginning here, you have a graph, which I'm going to kind of zoom in on the graph a little bit. So it asks you to graph the data provided on the left to determine the response to the variable. Label both the X and Y axis, okay? So we know that for the most part, our variables are going to determine which axes we should be using. In this case, years is going to go on the X axis and your kelp population size on the Y. Now, you may have also noticed the numbers that I have listed here, and I kind of skipped quite a few. Each one is going up by 5, up to 25 million. And then after that, 26, 27, 28, and 29. I advise using the same layout with the same numbers so that each tick mark can be listed evenly. You guys know that I'm looking for accuracy here, okay? I also have each one going 2 spaces apart. Make sure that you keep them consistent all the way through. Now, you may also notice that on the population trend, for the most part, it's maintaining, and then you get a steep decline in the number of population here. So that's what you should have listed for the first part, and I'm giving you this information. For question number 1, they ask you, what is the general trend in the kelp population that is seen between 0 and 20 years? Explain. I've given you a sentence frame here. You may use that and then finish out the rest of the sentence. That's what this line means. For number 2, it says, what is the trend between 20 to 30 years in the kelp population? Explain. I wrote, the trend between 20 and 30 years is that the kelp population, and then I would like you to choose one to complete the sentence, so increases or decreases in number. The second part of the sentence is a frame. You finish the rest. Okay, so tell me what you think is happening and why, which for the most part, you can see that from years 20 to 30, this is where you have your rapid decline. Okay, so you should be putting decreases in this box and then list some reasons why that may have happened. Now, some of the reasons could be that the sea levels are rising, the water temperature is rising, and all of those things have a direct effect on plant growth, particularly kelp, okay? For question number 3, it says, if the trend on the graph continues, what do you predict will happen between years 30 and 40? How can you back up your claim with this current data on kelp? Basically, you're using the graph to determine this. We've already seen that for the most part in years 20 to 30, they've been on the decline. If we continue with that, they will continue to be on the decline. So you guys can use this graph to kind of help you to write out your answer here on number 3. For number 4, I wrote you a hint. You should not be writing this down in this box. It says, think about the abiotic and biotic factors or what they are. And you can find that on page 16 in your notebook. You may also think about the sticky note activity that we completed. That's up on the board as we speak, okay? For the most part, these are the ideas that you might be able to come up with to answer this question. So, climate change, predation, changing water levels and temperature, migration. All of those things are things that would be abiotic factors that you could include for the kelp population actually changing. And I want you to think about which ones you should be including and which makes the most sense. The rest of these questions I'd like you guys to answer on your own. You may do your best to answer those things. The following questions will ask you to do the same thing. So create a graph, answer the questions for what happens with the trend. You'll do it in the same exact style. And again, each of you is responsible for one of these sheets. You may break them up as needed, but I'm expecting that everybody is going to be able to share in this work. I'm hoping that this video will help you and that you'll be able to do as much as you can. Make sure that you turn in your work and your packets to the appropriate period tray. Okay? Have a wonderful day, and I hope everything works out well for you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.